and welcome back once again to the We Don't Know Sports Podcast. This is Chad the Mark with
Turbo Tommy.
Turbo Tommy on location. He's in this, I don't know, is this like a corner, a crevice, a cave? Is this your garage?
It's a man cave, but it's a small man cave.
That's all right.
Good enough for me.
Hey, we were bullshitting about the guitars and stuff in the background. So, I mean, you know, hey, as long as you got a man cave, it's your place of peace. I see the dartboard back there. So is this where you diss us every week? You just go here and play darts, or do you actually go out in public?
Yeah, this is it. I bring in the whole group right here. We play darts here.
Why not, right? We're only throwing from 3 feet away. It'll be okay. Well, hey, Tommy, let's talk about some stuff that's gone on here in the past couple of days. And, you know, the big one I just want to start with is the breaking news came out over the past few days that Brady was going to retire. We talked about it on the show last week. Is he really retiring? Is he not? You know, Schefter and them broke the news, and then he came out, and you saw it first, I think, and put it up on our social media platforms that Brady officially came out and called it a career. Did you think he was going to do it, or did you think he was maybe just teasing everybody?
At first, I thought it was a tease. But as it went on, just some of the things he said, it seemed like, yeah, there might be some validity to it. But you know what? I did notice he did not say that he's actually retiring in his statement.
He did not. It was it's a play on words, right? What did he say? Yeah. He said he doesn't have the competitive commitment or something like that.
And yes, and he's taking a break or he's walking away. He never mentioned the word retirement.
So I wonder if maybe he's just not sure of himself. Like maybe like he's going to spend some time with his supermodel wife and his kids and then be like, I don't know, maybe this isn't the life I want. I need to go play football again. Like he clearly doesn't know how to quit anyway. He's 45 years old.
I can't imagine taking those hits at 45. I couldn't take them at 25, much less 45.
I mean, 22 seasons in the NFL is remarkable for a kicker, let alone a quarterback. So, you know, he's got the respect as far as that goes. Now, since you're a Steelers fan, do you feel like some of this with him waiting might be because he didn't want to step on Big Ben's toes because he just announced his retirement and then Brady was on the heels of that? Like everybody gets their moment in the sun. I don't want to screw that up. Or did you think it was just happenstance?
I think it was happenstance. I don't think that these guys, they're in their own minds or whatever. He's not going to worry about Ben. I wouldn't worry about Ben. Ben didn't worry about Tom. So I think it's just happenstance.
Okay. Did you think there was anything ironic in the fact that his entire quote unquote, not really retirement speak, but I don't have a competitive commitment anymore announcement, that it was only directed toward the Bucks and he didn't really direct anything toward Patriots fans?
I noticed that there was nothing there for the Patriots, but then he made a little tweet later on saying something about them. But I wonder if there's bad blood there or something. I was wondering.
Like he was,
and I also saw some reports that he might take a 1-day contract and actually retire as a Patriot.
And that's commit. Now, if he does that, then I think we can say, okay, he's put it to bed now. But I can't have this feeling, but just wonder that there's still something out there. You never know. And maybe it's just because the stupid media made us go on this wild goose chase for like 5 days. So now I don't know what to think, but I'm going to go ahead and call it the way it is now. Brady's done. And I just thought it was interesting that in his retirement quote statement, he was talking about the Glazer family and Tampa and all that stuff. So I'm glad you noticed that too, but you're saying he did eventually come back and say something to the Patriot Nation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's keep it with the world of NFL, man. Did you see the news cycle that got created here a few hours ago with Brian Flores? So he filed a lawsuit against the, I don't know if I can get this right, the NFL, the Miami Dolphins, the New York Giants, and the Denver Broncos.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. See, I read something at least. Yep. So just initial takeaways. I think you had read some of the reporting. So what was some of the complaints he had? Why did he make the lawsuit?
It started off with Miami. He's got a bunch of beef with Miami. Apparently, he felt that he was being drug into some shady dealings with some free agent quarterbacks and refused. that happened to him twice, and they didn't mention what quarterback that they were going with. But I would say
we know who it is.
Watson.
It's Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I'd say it's Deshaun Watson. He also said they were going to pay him $100,000 per loss, so to
It's
better
tank,
their position
it was
in a draft.
it was tank for Tua, right?
Yeah, well, sorry, yeah.
I mean, that's what they were doing.
For Tua.
Yeah. So that's what I remember. I thought maybe the media just made that a bigger deal than it actually was. But if they were, and here's the thing, I just want to get off first by saying that we don't know if this is fact or not. This is just allegations. He put a lawsuit out there, and he claimed racial discrimination against the Giants and the Broncos too. And again, we'll see how all that stuff plays out. But I think if he's got a racial discrimination case against the Dolphins, I don't think it's really that. I think the Dolphins just suck, and they were just trying really hard to be bad, and he just happened to be there. And I'd be pissed too if I got fired if it turns out that you were trying to make me lose. You wanted to pay me to lose. Also, we could just get more draft picks. And then when I did almost make the playoffs, you're like, this guy's not a team player.
I mean, what's the narrative there? I mean, he's going to lose 7, turn around, and he flipped that team completely around. Won 7 out of 8 or 7 in a row, whatever it might be. And then, and then his complaint with the Giants is that he was only a token interview. And I guess he felt the same way with the Broncos, stated that the Broncos came to his interview drunk.
So do you remember when Bill Belichick called it bookface?
Yes.
All right. So are you surprised at all that Bill Belichick is involved in this by sending an erroneous text message to Brian Flores when he meant to send it to a different Brian?
Yeah. That's not erroneous. To me, it was purely intentional. And I think now that Brady has retired, I think we're going to hear some news about Belichick and his back dealings.
All right, we'll see We'll see what happens, and you may be right about that, but I'm not going to put it past just the possibility that Bill Belichick may not be a very savvy texter, and he's capable of making that mistake and then oops. But either way, it certainly stirred the pot, because that was one of the things that came out today was screenshots of text with Bill Belichick, which I don't think I ever thought I would see screenshots of text with Bill Belichick, and yet here we are.
Yeah, that surprised me too, that he actually could text.
I'll tell you what the amazing thing is too, is I think we all were really certain that Brian Flores was about to get hired again. And now with all this stuff coming up, there ain't no chance in hell. And I'm not saying it would have been with the Giants or the Broncos. I'm just saying in general, a lot of teams were interested in him, but yet here we are. So it's kind of like anything else. I'm a big believer in waiting on the facts to come out. Just because he claims these things, it doesn't mean it's true. And just because the teams deny it doesn't mean that's true either. So we'll see how it goes. And the only thing I know is I'll feel a little bit for Mr. Flores, because the NFL's got a whole floor in their big building full of lawyers. And I don't think Flores does. So best of luck trying to take on that machine. We've seen how this story ends for a lot of people before. All right. One more thing with football. And I'm glad you're on here tonight, because this is going to be fun. So, did you, I talked a little bit yesterday about the conference championship games, and the Niners, they're done, right? And they're pretty clear about probably moving on from Jimmy G. Is that fair to say?
Well, yes, I would say that. Everybody got handshakes. Jimmy G got a hug.
You saw that from John Lynch, right?
Yep.
Yeah, John Lynch is just cordial handshakes, and he's like, he was like the mafia and the Godfather. I knew it was you, and he was. Yeah. I knew it was you that threw that interception, and he was just letting him go. And then Jimmy G came out today, and he feels like he is going to be traded, and his comment was, "I just hope I go to a team that's hungry to win." So, do you know what the odds are? Who do you think the top 3 teams in the Jimmy G sweepstakes are? There's Vegas odds on it. I got it right here.
The Steelers have got to be in that top 3.
The Steelers are number 1. So they are a 25% chance. They are a plus 300 to land Jimmy G.
No, I'll take Jimmy G. I mean, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but he can get you to that next level. And that's what we're looking for. We don't have anything right now.
So is Jimmy G's performance this year better than Ben Roethlisberger's performance the last 2 years?
Mm. Uh,
I mean, are you
I don't
making
know
a
if I'm gonna
step?
answer that.
Are you making a step up, or is it just going to be more of the same?
It's not good. No, I don't think there'll be a step up, but that could be the bridge gap for us in order to draft a quarterback for the future. Jimmy
Okay.
G's not bad.
I see. I think he's a little bit better than what Roethlisberger's been the last 2 years. Only the last two. Only the last two. I'm not going to go back further than that. All right. So, who are the Steelers in competition with? Who do you think the next two are?
Denver.
They're number 4.
And I'd say going back to San Francisco.
So San Francisco is not in the equation. Number 2 is the Washington football team, which I guess is about to get a new name here soon. So we'll see. I think it's the Commanders. Maybe is that what's been going around?
Oh yeah, it's this week, isn't it?
I think it might be tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
I don't know. We got to figure that out. Maybe tomorrow night, if we're talking, we can actually talk about who Washington is now. They're not the emails anymore. We signed the petitions. They didn't listen. So Washington, I know that's what we should just do. The third is Tampa Bay. Now that they don't have a quarterback, Tampa Bay shot up in the standings to go get Garoppolo. So rounding it out, you mentioned the Broncos, Dolphins, Panthers, Packers, Texans, Raiders, Browns, and Colts. The Raiders won, and that one just blew me away. But
I don't see that.
Yeah, why would you go from Derek Carr to Jimmy G?
Derek Carr's getting a bad rap here.
I agree. I'm not saying he's elite, but I think he's probably a top 15 quarterback.
He's a winner.
And in this league, you just got to be top 15. So we'll see what happens. So, all right. So I was hoping Biggie was going to be with us tonight, but he's not. So I'm not sure how much you've been following the NBA, because I know we're both in fantasy basketball, and I'm just glad you're there, so I'm not in last place.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm struggling.
I mean, I'm on the struggle bus too. And I'll tell you what, neither of us drafted Ben Simmons. And do you think he gets traded? The deadline is on the 10th, and he hasn't played a single game for the Sixers. He has lost over $19 million in fines since the year began. He misses $360,000 each game he doesn't play.
My God, I can't imagine that. That's just unreal. I don't know why the 76ers would trade him at this moment.
He's lost all his leverage.
Yeah.
And the Sixers
12-2.
Yeah, I mean the Sixers are playing well. Like they're like, we're doing fine without you and having your stupid contract. And they're going to do it in spite now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't even care about getting anything in return unless they were getting like an all-star or something. They're not going to even pull the trigger, because they're like, no, we're going to ruin you and your trade value, so you can't ever be anything effective again. And man, you talk about all these different guys that'll hold out and do different things to try to, work the system, get a better deal, whatever it may be. And they have every right to do so. But man, what a total backfire this has been.
It backfired on Simmons entirely. And,
I mean, you would think in all this time maybe he'd been working on a jump shot or something, but the story is that he still can't shoot. So,
well, they say he's training and all, and lifting weights with, and got in a game of 5-on-5 last week. But these were retired guys in college and all. So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he's got like a week left, and he's got his fingers crossed to hope something happens. But I think I don't think they're gonna move him. I think they're gonna say
my money's on him staying.
That's so crazy. Like, that's a terrible leadership strategy, but we'll see if it pays off in the end. All right, last little thing, and then we'll start wrapping up. The Denver Broncos are for sale. How much do you think the Denver Broncos are valued at, Tommy?
I have no clue. Billions upon billions.
Look, they're being estimated to be the most expensive purchase for an American sports franchise in history. So the most recent one was the Brooklyn Nets, actually. So the Nets aren't even viewed as a historic franchise like the Lakers, you know what I mean? But they still brought that in. And part of that is because some of these teams haven't been sold for decades. So, we're not accounting for inflation. But the Broncos, their value right now is at $4 billion. And there's estimates out there that they could go for at least $5 billion.
Wow. Mark Cuban in that?
I don't know who's going to be in this one. Maybe they can do a Shark Tank and we can hear their pitches, see who's best. But let me ask you this though: if you had $10 billion, would you spend $5 billion on the Denver Broncos?
Yeah, because I'd probably turn that 5 into 15 or 20.
I didn't know if you'd hold it. I didn't know if you'd hold out or try to marry into the Rooney family instead.
I don't think you're getting into the Rooney family.
Probably not us anyway.
No.
So that'll be interesting to see how much they go for. And a lot of people are going to be like, the Denver Broncos. And I was joking with you guys earlier. I don't know if you got the joke, but there was an old episode of The Simpsons where Homer had a job working for this guy that was a billionaire, kind of a global terrorist, so to speak. And he said all he ever wanted to do was own a football team. And when they go back to their house in Springfield, the Denver Broncos are there on their front yard.
I saw that. Yes, I got that.
And
predicting the future.
Marge is like, well, we said you want an NFL team. He's like, but it's the Broncos. It's just not the same. I guess that still holds true. But anyway, maybe they can bring Tebow back as part of the ownership team, man. They loved him some Tebow out there in Denver. You never know.
Before we move on, I want to say something here.
Yeah, bud.
Do you not think it's funny that the Broncos went up for sale today when Flores' lawsuit dropped against them?
I did not even put that together. So
I don't know. I mean, is it coincidence?
It's probably coincidence, but it's one of those things. You could put that out there and you probably get a lot of hits off of that because people love their conspiracy theories. You know how the dark web is.
Oh yeah.
That's good shit, Tommy. I didn't even think about that. That's good. All right, let's just rapid fire a couple things, man. So the Packers fired their special teams coach. Any surprise?
The Packers, nothing surprises me out of the Packers. It really don't. I mean, I can't believe they're going to let Rodgers walk away, which I guess that's Aaron's idea or issue.
He's going to Denver. It doesn't matter. But no, they fired the special teams coach after having an entire year of special teams miscues, which cost them a spot in the NFC Championship game. So
cost them a couple games this year, didn't it?
Exactly. It's probably why they didn't get the first round bye. All right. So baseball news, spring training. There's word coming out that it's probably going to be delayed. How you feel about that?
What is it? Pitchers and catchers report the 14th or something like that. So yeah, I would say they're going to get delayed. They're not even making any kind of gains.
Yeah, no progress being made whatsoever.
So that hurts.
All right, here's a trivia question for you. Did you see there's a former boxer that's big time into NASCAR? Did you know this? I had no idea. So Mayweather and apparently, Pitbull, the rapper or whatever he is, he's in NASCAR too. But
yep.
I guess Mayweather's got a team that will be eligible to compete for the Daytona 500.
Money team. It's the money team.
Why would it be anything else? I don't know what Mayweather knows about running a NASCAR team, but I know he knows a business. So we'll see what happens. And then last but not least, I don't know. Are you a wrestling fan at all, Tommy?
Not much. No.
So we had the Royal Rumble Sunday, and
I saw that y'all were talking about that.
Yeah, usually we watch it for nostalgia. All we got was Ronda Rousey coming back, and Brock Lesnar wins the men's Royal Rumble, and that was it. It was pretty uninspiring and unimpressive, and I really didn't get that excited about it. And out of all of us, if we don't know sports, I am the biggest wrestling mark for sure. But yeah, I just wasn't feeling it, man. So you didn't miss anything. Congratulations on not wasting your time Sunday evening. All right. Well, brother, I think that puts a bow on today. You doing anything tonight? You watching anything? I know we had West Virginia on last night. Watch them get, blow the game at the end of Baylor. But what you got going on this evening? Anything good?
Number 1 Auburn against Alabama.
Ooh,
that's on right now.
That's on right now. All right. Yes. So I think we're going to wrap up and watch this little college basketball because,
yes, sir,
man, we got nothing else going on until we get to the Super Bowl. And once again, I'm just going to say it out loud for everybody to hear it in the back. The Bengals are in the Super Bowl. Does that even sound like real life? Does that sound like real life, Tommy?
I don't believe it.
The Bengals are in the Super Bowl. I get to say that every show until it actually happens. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me and Turbo Tommy. This has been the We Don't Know Sports podcast. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Later.